After the storm had passed, the engines were working hard on the tracks by carrying their passengers, freight, and diversity products. They were being really useful. Mrs. Director was going home back to Kingston, Massachusetts. And the trains were being really useful on the tracks with their passengers and freight. And CSX was being useful too. Wendy was on her way to get Mrs. Director. She stopped at a station to let passengers on and off. And at last the passengers were on board and Wendy steamed off to the airport. She was being really helpful. By helping the passengers get to their destinations. She saw Treva and Dwee picking up diapers. Mrs. Director's going home later today, Dwee said sadly. She is, puffed Wendy. And Wendy steamed off on her way. Meanwhile, Scribba was doing her passenger service when she arrived at South Squetham Station. She picked up the passengers and set off back to Union Station. And the passengers were having a splendid ride. I enjoy going backwards, said Scribba, and the train clattered along the track. And then Judy was pulling her passenger train. Make way for me, she said. But then the signal was red. Oh no, she cried, there's gonna be a crash. Scribba's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. No one was hurt, but the passengers' cars were derailed and Scribba was underwater. I don't like it down here, she said. I'm sorry about that, said Judy. Then Courtney arrived to save the day. I'll have you back on the track in no time, she said. She puffed with all of her might and metal on the metal made sparks. And Courtney revved her engine. And she puffed, pulled, and strained. And at last, she pulled Scribba to safety. And Dwee pulled Judy back onto the rails. "I'll have you back on the tracks in no time," puffed Dwee. Then she was, "Thank you, Dwee," said Judy. And then the trains were back on schedule again.